Hello, I'm Ralph Gable of the Electronics for the Inquisitive Experimenter YouTube channel. Is that meter that you have in your hand a voltmeter or an ammeter? Now you can't be sure because it has a voltmeter scale, but it might be an ammeter that was part of an instrument where the surrounding circuitry turned it into a voltmeter. So how can you tell what it is? Well, the procedure is very simple. If you have questions or comments, please feel free to add a comment to this video. I do make a concerted effort to respond to every comment. If you find this video helpful, please click on the like and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Okay, so let's get to it. To begin with, we have to make the assumption that the meter has some sort of scale in volts. In fact, it might have several voltage scales stacked on top of each other like this one that you see here. I'm going to use this little meter for the sake of this demonstration. I actually know it's a voltmeter, so let's just pretend that it is a standalone meter movement for the sake of demonstration. Observe the voltage scales. Look to the rightmost side, and you'll notice the maximum voltage that can be measured. 250, 50, or 10. And we ask ourselves a question, what is the lowest voltage scale on the meter? We can see here that it is 10 volts. That's the one that we're going to use for this demonstration. We're also going to need a variable voltage power supply that is capable of providing this lowest voltage. In this case, it would be 10 volts. And finally, you're going to need a variable resistor whose maximum resistance is equal to 20,000 times this lowest voltage scale value from your meter face. If the lowest voltage scale is 10 volts, like on this meter that we're going to be using, then I need a variable resistor or potentiometer that has a value of 200,000 ohms or greater. Set this resistor to its maximum value. Here I'm going to use this Heathkit decade box and set the maximum value of the 100K to the 900K level. Then make sure that your output voltage on your power supply is turned all the way down. Now let's connect everything up. We start at the power supply positive terminal and we bring that down to our variable resistor here. The other side of the variable resistor is connected to the positive lead of our meter. The negative lead of our meter is connected all the way back to the power supply negative terminal. Now we're ready to start the process. We're going to turn our power supply on. And we're going to slowly increase the output voltage of the power supply while watching the meter up to the maximum voltage measurable by the meter, or until we get a full scale reading, whichever comes first. We can see the meter readings slowly coming up just a little bit. It's a 10 volt scale, so I'm going to stop right at 10 volts. Not much is happening on the meter itself. So now we get to start decreasing the resistance of our series resistor, our decade box. So now we're here at our decade box. The 100K is at the 9, and so we're going to slowly decrease this while watching the meter. The object is to try to get a full scale reading on the meter. Now I'm down to 100K, so now I'm going to increase this all the way to the top and then decrease this down one while watching the meter and decreasing our 10K. We're down to 10K. We increase this all the way up. Bring this one down and slowly Notice we are down to 0 ohms, and we haven't quite got a 10 volt indication on our meter. It says 9 volts. This one appears to be a genuine voltmeter because we're applying 10 volts through our resistor, which is now set to 0 ohms. The meter's only reading 9 volts. So it makes me wonder what the actual applied voltage to the meter is. I've connected up my voltmeter. This is one connection to our meter down here. This is the other connection to our meter down here. My DVM tells me I have 10.04 volts. And yet our little meter down here is telling me we have something just a little bit more than 9 volts. If you reach full scale on your meter before you reach the scale voltage of the meter, or you never were able to get your variable resistor turned all the way down to 0 ohms, then your meter is likely an ammeter with a volt scale. If, on the other hand, you were able to get the power supply all the way up to the scale voltage of the meter and your variable resistor turned all the way down or nearly all the way down to get a full scale on your meter, then your analog meter is most likely a voltmeter. So there you have it, the quick, easy way to see if that analog meter is a voltmeter or an ammeter. The conclusions on this particular meter, well, it is a genuine voltmeter, and it is really inaccurate telling me 9.1 volts when I've clearly applied 10 volts. But nonetheless, it's a genuine voltmeter. If you found this video helpful, please click on the like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, toodaloots.